Protect 3600 is an epoxy mortar designed for restoring old or damaged concrete with a dense protective layer. This particular color pack was used so that the visibility of dirt and scratches could be minimized. The technical datasheet and safety datasheet can be found at protectpoly.com. In this video, we will be going over the tools needed for the job, how to prep, mix, screed and patch, and power trowel the 3600 mortar. Here's a list of some of the most common tools needed for the job. You can pause if necessary. And three kind of special tools needed are a mortar mixer, a power trowel, and a screed box. First, the concrete substrate must be prepped, primed, and broadcasted with sand. The broadcast is to provide a rough surface for the mortar to anchor to. Without it, the mortar will have the tendency to slide and shift during application. After prepping and priming, it is time to lay and trowel the mortar. The mix ratio is shown on screen. Once the material has been mixed for 1 minute, the material can be added to the mortar mixer, and then the 4 bags of pipped trowel blend can be added. After the material has been thoroughly mixed, it can be dumped and take it to the application area. The material can then be taken to the person with the screed box, which ensures that the material is put down at a specific thickness. Make sure your screed box is set evenly and level. If material is screeded unevenly, the material will not compact properly and you may be left with waves in your floor or have a very difficult time power troweling. If there are any dry spots on the floor left by the screed box, patch them with a hand trowel and extra material. The next step is to power trowel. The objective of power troweling is to push the aggregate into a settled matrix, forcing the resin towards the top, closing any gaps and leaving a smooth surface for the next coats. Failing to do a good job will result in pinholes in the grout and top coats. Before troweling or even after a poor trowel job, the aggregate and epoxy resin is very unsettled and not uniform at all. This results in poor performance and aesthetics. The top coats will be prone to pinholes and dry spots. In a perfect world, this shows what a perfect matrix should look like. The aggregate is compacted uniformly and the resin is at the top, creating a smooth sealed surface. Power troweling, just like anything when installing a floor, is something that takes practice. The first step is to make sure the machine is balanced. In this particular case, the machine was poorly balanced and this was the crew's first installation of an epoxy mortar. An unbalanced machine will bounce and shake, creating chatter marks. The first pass of the power trowel is called a knockdown pass. This means the trowel is knocking the aggregate to an average thickness across the floor. The blades should be pitched at a moderately steep angle. For the second pass, or the finish pass, the blade should be set flat so that the trowel puts a finish on the mortar, leaving that compacted matrix shown earlier. If you are interested in how to top coat and finish an epoxy mortar, be sure to view the video for 1000 gel atop 3600.